Hi, all. This is Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather was beautiful, but it's gotten chilly and rainy and damp and icky. Well, the weekend is going to be warm, but from what I hear, it's also going to be rainy. Oh well, next week should warm up nicely with some sun, temperatures in the 70s, and we'll really feel like spring. This feels like April showers that may come your way, and they're coming our way. And you got to take the good with the bad, with the weather, with the market, and with the market. We had mostly good, but some bad. If you were into biotech, not so good. If you were into big Dow Jones companies like energy companies and Disney and I don't know what else, J.P. Morgan, then life was good. We were up 1% on the Dow, only like a third of a percent on the RUT, I believe, and 0.4% on the S&P, something like that. So it was a mixed bag with the biotech index ETF actually down 0.75%. So the biotechs didn't do well. Doesn't make Dr. J happy considering most of my portfolio is biotech. But I did enter a swing trade on AMD today. I like the chart, so I went into it looking for, well, I'll show you what I'm looking for in a little bit. It was an active day today for Dr. J. Got up at 8, according to the alarm, which I set every morning at 8. Did I do it? Such a long day. I don't remember if I did Qigong. No, I did not. I went to the gym directly. Stayed there till about 11. Again, met my wife for lunch, which is nice, very, very nice. We met for lunch and then hung out the rest of the day together, mainly doing errands. That wasn't so much fun. Little shopping things and transferring her part of her IRA to another IRA. That took hours. It's not fun to do that paperwork, let me tell you. Opening up a safe deposit box, it's another time consuming event. So we did a lot of errands of that nature, really annoying kind of stuff, but it had to be done. We saw it was a beautiful day. We said, well, we're going to take a walk in the park. By the time we got done with all the errands, it was icky out. So no walk in the park today. Not for Dr. J. And did I make any trades? Yes, I told you I traded. Opened a position in AMD. And I added to my position in what do you call it? CMRX, Chimerex. Okay, I'm a little bit behind on Chimerex, but I still like the chart, so I figured, what the heck? In for a dime, in for a dollar. Okay, get to the video charts. The biggest winner on the biotechs that I charted today was PHAS. Before we get to the video charts, do your own due diligence. And as always, my opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. Seek an investment advisor if you like some of my ideas and want to follow them. By all means, some of my ideas are quite excellent, but some of them are clunkers. I told you that story about the clunkers. And you'll find that while I have a lot of winners, I also have some losers. Your job is to differentiate the winners from the losers and then tell Dr. J so I know it myself which ones are good and which ones are bad. All right, anyway, I want to go through some of the closing prices because I only charted 5 names today, and I want to go through some others. I'll just talk my way through. Dow was up 1%. We said that. That's 269 points to 26,412. For that, I have a chart, so I'm not going to go into further detail. Apple was flat on the day. ACAD was down 1%. ACB was flat on the day. On a day where pot stocks did well. I'm not going to mention every stock on my watch list. I'd be here for about an hour. It might take longer than opening up the safe deposit box, which probably took about an hour. I'll go through the bigger winners and bigger losers. Age Therapeutics was up 3% to $4.50. Let's see what else. AMD was flat, but Dr. J entered it right around what it closed at. Because I entered it very late in the day. Amarin was up 1%. Amazon was flat on the day. Afria, which I charted, was up 3%. I charted it not because I picked that of all the pot stocks, but it was a request. Right, Alex? Didn't you request it? I think it was Alex. All right. Athos is down another 3%. Ooh, 4 pennies to $1.44. That one hurts personally. I have a lot of that stuff, and I'm watching it go bleed. We're watching a slow bleed. As a company, I believe, is probably selling at the market ATM. Actinium flat on the day. Avinga tried to come back, but it closed flat to down on the day. Avio is up 2.5% to $1.02. Not a huge move. Biopath down 4%, 64 pennies to $15.65. CGC had a beautiful day, up 5.5% to $42.29. That's over $2 that it moved up today. I like CGC. It's one of my bigger pot holdings. I was even thinking of adding it $40, but I didn't pull the trigger. Hopefully, I'm too late. I don't want to see it at $40 again. Chimerex, as I said, I added at 271. It closed at 269, off 7%, a whopping 21 pennies. Not good. CNAB, not good. So cannabis play down 6%. Penny stock, it's off 3 pennies. Let's see what else is interesting. Kronos, only up 1%, so it didn't do quite as nicely as CGC. Back above $17 to $17.04. CRISPR up 1%, CVM up 1.6%, or 9 pennies to $5.74. Dr. J may buy back his 10%. It's tempting. I think it's going to go up. I didn't chart it today, but I think it's going to go up. I think there's more to run for CVM before the readout of the data. Trouble is we don't know when that readout is. Carvana, oh gee, it's killing me, Carvana. Keeps going up because it knows that I should have bought it at 40. I've been talking about it since 40. It's $66 now. Oh my goodness. I missed the boat. The boat left without Dr. J on Carvana. CYTK, one of my bigger biotech holdings, up 22 pennies, 2.5% to $8.77. That one kind of counted my ATHX loss. Denali continues to do well, up 33 cents, 1% to $27.90. What else? Trying to look for 3% or more on my watch list. Mesoblast, the stem cell company, up 3.8%, 20 pennies to $5.52. Very nice move for Mesoblast. I think they're into stem cells for, I think, cardiac function. Not quite sure. I don't really follow it or own the company. What else? Mankind, oh my goodness. Down 8%, 15 pennies to $1.67. Great product in that apha. I just don't know why it can't gain traction and get above $2 and just stay there. Instead, it goes up, it goes down. It's a heartbreaker for those who own it and know the benefits of this drug. It's just slow to catch on, I believe. What else? Netflix. Oh, well, if Disney went up because they're going to compete with Netflix, what should Netflix do? You guessed it, go down 4.5%. That's a nice chunk of change for Netflix, 16 points to 351. I said there's going to be lots of competition down the road for Netflix. I don't like the business model. I kept saying it over and over and over again every time I charted that stock. But that doesn't seem to matter with Carvana. I don't like that business model either. It goes up. So who knows? What else? Phase Bio. I charted that one. It's up 8.5%. I'll talk about it later. Precipio, penny stock up 5.5% to 28 pennies. An interesting one. PRPO. I didn't chart it, but it's an interesting one. Roku down 3.5% to 56.50. That one in the 60s looked like it was heading to 100. I haven't been following the fundamentals. I don't know what happened. I haven't been charting it lately either. But that's one I'd like to come back to and chart in the future. ROKU. The RUT was up 1/3 of 1%. I said that earlier, right? IWM is up the same. Sesson up 6% or 5 pennies to $1.03. The bladder cancer drug. What else? THCT, we talked about that one. Up 7% to 10.95. That's a JD idea. Tilray was actually down today, while the other pot stocks were mainly strong, down 1%. Tandem took a hit of $1.71 to 62.79, 2.65%. IPJ is not happy. Torch. That one is interesting. It's an energy stock, oil stock, and it's been active, up 3 cents to $1.81, up 1.7%. But it's one to watch. We will chart that one in the future. We charted it in the past. Transenterix down 6%, nasty, to 223. VKTX, another big hit, 62 cents, 6% to 935. That was a request that I charted and I forgot to chart it. Do it tomorrow. I apologize to whoever it was that asked me to chart it. Probably more than one person. Voyager down 3.5% to 2066. And that's the wrap up for tonight. Let's get to the charts. Remember, I have 5 charts to look at. And I think they're all of interest, especially if you want to do swing trades for the coming week. Especially AMD and dxcm. All right, let's take a look at these. I'm sharing the screen. Going from left to right, we'll try to do this quick. The Dow Jones Industrial Average did not take out the high made last week, but it came close. This is going to fall 26,487, probably on Monday, en route to taking out the all-time high at 26, what is it, 980, as it goes to 27 and above, 27,000 that is. So the Dow gapped up, stayed up, was thinly traded today. No, had a fairly active trading day, which is good on an up day. We'll take it. It's trading at the upper end of its channel, but it's you can also draw a trend line this way, which I've done, and show a channel this way, and then it would probably be in the middle of the channel. I had that the other day. I just don't feel like redrawing it. So it's the top half of the recent 2-week trading range, but probably the bottom half or the midpoint of its channel, upward channel, if you stemming from about, yeah, from about 311. Okay, so we're bullish the Dow. That's clear, right? I've been saying up, up, and away. My beautiful balloon. Okay, AMD. I drew a channel for you for AMD, and it's a beautiful looking channel. It's an interesting right angle. You don't often see this. And it's gone above this triangular right angle, and it's continuing along its ascending line. I see no reason why the trend line doesn't hold. So I went into a swing trade, hoping that it reaches and maybe exceeds the 30 mark. Probably I get out before then, but I think it's got legs, potential legs, all the way to 35. Especially if the Dow is strong, it'll be up with the Dow. Not that it's a Dow component, but it'll be up with the market. APHA. APHA is stuck in a big trading range, not that big, from like $9 to 1070, something like that. So it's at the upper end of its trading range. What do I think it'll do? I think it'll continue to hang out in that trading range. The trading range extends all the way to early February, March, 2.5 months. I think it's very likely it could test the upper levels and fall back down and play that game a couple more times before it finally breaks out one way or the other. If it should break out, go with the flow, go with the Momo, because it's a tight, not a tight trading range, but like a 2.5 month trading range. So a breakout in either direction should be followed up with with a little investment. That's what I think. I also think you can play it both ways. If you like to short, which I don't, you could take a chance of shorting it as it approaches 1050, 1060, and look for close to $9. On the other hand, if it goes close to $9, just buy it looking for 1050. So the 9 to 1050 range looks like swing territory. Anything above the resistance is just buy. Anything below, just sell. So that's how it looks. dxcm. It'll also be in line with the pot stocks, I believe. So it's going to trend with them. dxcm. I do own Afria. I guess I should say when I own a stock. I own AMD, I own Afria. I do not own dxcm. This is a request. Apparently, they make the sensors for the pump that Tandem sells, the FDA-approved insulin pump. And they make many other products similar to that. They're a big company, 10 billion market cap. They fell down a lot in market cap. I don't know the exact reason. I didn't look at the fundamentals that carefully, but it's found a new trading range, and it's bounced off a new high. This is not a double top, because this high, yesterday's high, took out the high of 4.1. So this is not a double top, but we do have a triple bottom right in here. So I'm more bullish than bearish on dxcm. I think any further weakness, it's probably a buy. Whether you want to swing or hold, it's up to you. I think it's a sell if it gets below the key level of 328, which is 112.60. So below 112.60, it's probably a sell. And above this high, it's probably almost definitely a buy. So above 121.45, it's a buy. What you want to do on Monday is up to you. It's going to go one way or the other. I would rather play it up than down. I think the market's going to be strong. I think it goes up with the market and takes out the resistance. That's my thinking on it, in my opinion. Or you could just wait for it to take it out and go long at that point. In other words, wait for the breakout. PHAS, I remarked to a few people that were upset with the public offering. The public offering is less offensive to me than selling at the market, which I think Athesis might be doing. It gets it over with, and it allows an orderly dilution, and it's absorbed that very well, coming back off the lows of 1250 to close at 1466. This shows much strength. As Anthony said, this stock never fails to surprise him. It's hugging that trend line and pulling away from it, as you can see. It's like a powerful thoroughbred entering the stretch, collaring the front runner, and taking off. I think it's got that kind of potential. So will it collar the front runner at 1665 and continue on up? I think it has that potential. Whether it will or not, I'm not sure. But I would say the downside here is this low, 1234. And the resistance is this top, so that's easy, 1665. 1234 to 1665. Your call on how you want to play it. I would not want to short this one. That's just Dr. J's opinion. I don't love shorting anyway, but I certainly wouldn't want to short this. It shows great strength. So I hope I didn't spend too much time, take too much of your time, too much of my time. This tends to be a very time-consuming vlog because I have to prepare beforehand, and when I don't prepare, I never know what I'm going to come up with, and oftentimes it sounds like I didn't prepare. Does that make sense? If I didn't prepare, it might sound like I didn't prepare. Sometimes it sounds like I didn't prepare when I did prepare. This has been Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York, with some bullish setups for the week to come. Look at them carefully. Let me know what you think. Please write comments. Please share the link. Please subscribe if you haven't. And please, what else? I don't know. What I forget? I don't remember. I don't know. Did I leave anything out but the pleases? Please give me a thumbs up. I knew I left something out. All right. Adios, amigos. So let me say shalom, sayonara, au revoir, arrivederci, ciao. Night all.